taste of this! You're finished! That won't work on me!
So Sparking Zero just released, and unlike everyone else that ran to the story and ranked battles, I ran to the lab because I'm a stats type of guy. I like being analytical. I've been told y'all this. So found some interesting things about this game. Some truths, some lies, some myths, and some broken strats that people talked about before the game came out. So make sure you hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Let's get into this. So first thing I want to check out was buffs on characters when they use their skills. I want to check that out. I wanted to do percentages on how broken our skills really are in this game when people be doing like, you know, I'll finish this in 5 seconds, Super Saiyan 4 Goku and stuff, right? So I went to Mia Goku that can go Super Saiyan first, right? From Nemi, the Wonderful Frieza, and played around for a bit and discovered some things. When I used his skill, it buffed his melee damage, super damage, and his skill stock speed. It probably also buffed up his defense as well. Goku normal melee damage was 5922 from just mashing square. With the buff, it increased it to 6312, which is a 6.5% increase in melee damage. When you use Kaioken Rush, it went from the normal damage, which was 10,157, to 11,125. That's a 9.5% increase. Side note, you have to have extra ki in order to boost your moves in this game for more damage. So keep that in mind. You can't just use a move and a boost gonna pop up every single time. And boosting does use extra ki. So make sure y'all remember that. I did transform into Super Saiyan and did the super attacks again. Super Kamehameha did 13,500 when you fully charge it, and when you buff up Super Saiyan Goku by saying now I'm angry, it buffed it up to 14,625, which is 8.3% increase. Meteor Smash did 11,608 damage, and then when you buff it up with now I'm angry, it buffed it up to 13,719 damage, which is an 18% damage increase. So immediately I noticed that buffs from character skills are totally different from one another. So even though it buffed up Goku's Super Kamehameha by 8.3%, it buffed up Meteor Smash by 18%. And I noticed that on different characters, compared from regular Goku to Super Saiyan Goku, the percentage increase varied when it came to the super attacks again. So every skill buffs characters damage differently. So every character got different damage multipliers based off their skill. So that being said, comment below who you want me to break the math down on your favorite characters. You got a favorite character you want to see me break down for you? Comment down below. I'll do a video for you. It can be Hit, Jiren, whoever it may be. I'll let you guys know the math and how strong they actually are when it comes to their skills. Is it worth using their skill or is it a waste of time? Let me know. Well, I'm gonna let y'all know. So the myth I figured out and busted that people were spreading around the community was transforming during a fight buffs your damage up compared to just starting the match and the transformation. That was a lie. You do the exact same damage whether you transform into Super Saiyan Goku or you start the battle in Super Saiyan Goku already. The damage does not change. I don't know how that misinformation got put out there, but yeah. Same thing goes for fusions. I remember seeing a short going around saying when you fuse in battle, you get more health and attack compared to starting the battle in the fusion already. Through the testing I did, that was a lie. The health is the same and the attack is the same. You gain nothing from fusion in the battle and starting the battle out with your fusion. If you do fusion while you're inside the battle, it combines the health based on the two characters, but your health do not go above the max health that fusion has already if you chose him regularly without doing the fusion dance. So your health cannot go above the 5 health bars that the fusion already has. Side note, back attacks do not do extra damage in this game. I just want to check that out for you guys. So yeah, don't think that if you attack your opponent in the back, it does extra damage. It doesn't. It's the same amount of damage regardless. So I tested out the defense damage buff in the game as well. I took damage while having the defense buff on, and it did reduce damage based on the character I was using. With one character, it made melee damage reduced by 9%, while super damage was reduced by 10%. So it does reduce both melee damage and super damage. While another character damage reduction was 10% for both. So again, even the damage buff certain characters have are different when they use their skills. Again, comment down below a character you want me to do the math for you to let you guys know what's the damage numbers for that character. So y'all can optimize also better when y'all fighting with y'all favorite characters in the game. Characters do take extra or less damage based on how strong they are in this game. Characters like Hercule, they do take extra damage compared to other fighters, and they deal less damage to other characters compared to other fighters in the game. So do keep that in mind. The character you're using will take more damage or deal less damage based on how strong they are, depending on the opponent you are fighting. Hercule, by the way, now that we're talking about him, he have a skill that literally buffs his attack by 43%. It's insane. But his super attacks don't do a lot of damage. So literally that buff makes him do normal damage like other average characters in the game. Without his buff, you're doing trash damage, like really trash damage. I'm talking his super attack is doing like 5,000 compared to somebody that can do like 6,000 damage from a regular combo. They did bring Hercule's RNG attack back in the game, but it doesn't do as much damage as it used to do in the old games when the luck was on your side. So if you're gonna main Hercule in this game, your best bet is using his ultimate attack. His ultimate attack only do like 11,000 damage, so you'll have to use his skill to buff it up by 43% so that it goes up to like 16,000. So yeah, if you're gonna be main in Hercule, just letting you know, the luck and Lady Fortune is not on your side. It's not. I'm sorry. By the way, if you're curious, this is what every symbol in the game stands for. I know people be wondering what they stand for. This symbol stands for strength, so this making that your melee damage do more damage, your melee attacks, not your melee supers, the ones that be doing little fighting cutscenes, just your melee attack when you're doing square triangle and your rush downs. This stands for defense, so the less damage you take. The next one stands for key charge, so how quick you charge your key when you're charging up. The following is super attacks, which buffs up all your super attacks, the beam ones and the fighting ones. And the last one is skill count bar. So it increases the speed you get your skill counters back. So when you try to use your skills or transform, yada yada yada, right? Now, what I noticed is the best way to get optimal damage in this game that can literally TKO anyone if you're on a strong enough character is the super plus oak combo. If you aren't aware, every health bar equates to 10,000 in this game. Everyone has 4 health bars except certain characters like fusions that have 5 health bars and weaker characters that have 3 and less health bars like Hercule. But every character, average character in this game, has 4 health bars. Meaning, if you can do an attack that does 40,000 damage, you can TKO anyone from full health to death. This is what I figured out through testing. Some of y'all know that you can use a super at max power and then still be able to use your ultimate afterwards. Some of y'all know that, some of y'all probably didn't, based on the gameplay that's already out there. But the conversion is dang near impossible, right? Well, because of this game allowing supers to hit people on the ground, all you have to do is have a character that does a melee super that can convert to their ultimate attack afterwards. Goku is a good example of being able to pull that off. Gogeta, Super Saiyan Blue, which has one of the highest DPs in the game when it comes to 10, one of the strongest characters in the game, also has a perfect conversion to do it. Dang near perfect. It's kind of ridiculous if you see it on screen right now.
A taste of this! You're finished! Come work on me.
If done right, you can deal close to or exactly 40,000 damage to someone. Jiren is another person able to do it, but harder to pull it off with no melee super for the conversion. Be careful though. All supers can't be boosted at max ki, or it'll take all your ki away. Jiren's an example. If you got him at max ki and then use super explosive wave and boost it, it will take the whole super max gauge away. He can't do a super explosive wave and then ultimate, but he can use his beam attack and then ultimate afterwards. He can do that combo. That being said, I also compare full power Jiren to Namek Super Saiyan Goku and noticed something interesting. Goku super attack does more damage than Jiren beam attack. Goku barely falls short to Jiren explosive wave damage. Same goes for the ultimate damage, barely much of a difference at all. But Jiren does more damage than Goku when it comes to melee hits. What I gather is certain characters with lower DP can close the gap on higher DP characters if they have a skill that buffs their damage up, or based on certain supers they have. Certain high DP characters fall short because they don't have a skill to buff their damage up, and certain supers they have are just not good. Topo is a good example of the energy volley attack he got when he shoot out his hand. So even though the DP in this game clearly shows character that does more damage, there's some sleeper picks that has their damage up there as well, especially if they have a skill that buffs their damage compared to someone that doesn't. Good example, Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta doesn't have a skill that buffs his damage up at all. But y'all also seen as well, he don't really need it, we're gonna be honest here. But he's a good example that someone like Jiren can close the gap when it comes to damage because he has a skill that buffs his damage up. So there are probably some sleeper picks in this game that you don't necessarily need to pick a high DP character like Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, or Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta in the game to do insane damage. Sometimes you can pick an average character that get a skill that can buff their damage up to still be able to do high enough damage like Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. Also, some characters in the game, the damage difference ain't that big. Full power Jiren compared to Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta, it's not that big of a difference when it comes to damage. But Jiren is a 9 DP while Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta is like a 10 DP, which is the max in this game. But then when you compare to Super Saiyan 1 Goku and AU Kamehameha, his damage don't fall too short from Jiren. So and Super Saiyan Goku is like 5-6 DP, an average character in the game. So some characters in the game is probably the better choice rather than going crazy with the high power DP characters in the game. But I digress. Hope you all found this video interesting. Comment below any character y'all want to see a deep dive on and damage. I'm curious on who's actually the strongest character in this game now. I love you guys, appreciate you guys always, and until next time, stay up, subscribe. I will be doing more Sparking Zero content, variety of it, not just deep dives on characters. So if you're interested in that, hit the subscribe button. It means a lot. And until next time, stay up.